As we know, Switzerland is outside the EU, so here's the plan. Switzerland is going to play the part of post-Brexit Britain. Basel is going to play the part of Dover. We're going to export some goods from post-Brexit Britain through Dover into the EU. Kieran Donovan is a van driver. For more than 10 years, he's delivered goods over every border in Europe. He believes Brexit will be bad for Britain.
I know exactly what a mess it's going to be.
Joining Kieran today is Dover-based businessman Peter Gaston. Peter was the chairman of the Dover People's Port Trust that tried to buy the port of Dover back in 2010. He believes that Brexit will be good for Britain.
I'm convinced that Brexit is the right thing for this country.
Fantastic. So this is what we've come to get. It's an exhaust pipe for a car. This is the invoice. That's the first bit of our paper trail. And that, I think you can have that, Kieran.
Thank you. Oh, he's quite heavy.
To export this exhaust pipe, we had to employ a customs agent. It's their job to ensure that all the paperwork is correct and all the relevant fee and tariffs have been paid before we can cross the border into the EU. Customs agents still lie at the heart of the import-export business for trade to and from non-EU countries. But because we haven't needed them for trading within the EU, the number of them in the UK has drastically reduced, leading to a possible shortfall of several thousand brokers. And right away it seems that our paperwork is not in order.
If everything's missing off of there, I could be stuck on the border for 2 or 3 hours.
In the European Union, you can ship goods around without any paperwork now, frictionless. But the knowledge has gone, since 25 years. A lot of companies, they are not producing proper paperwork for customs, and that's potentially a huge problem when you have to start doing customs entries again in Dover.
Tommy tells us that in his experience, about 20% of all paperwork has errors.
Now we go and do the physical customs clearance electronically. And Michael Blocking, he's the export controller. He will be doing that on screen online.
OK, so this is the import desk that Tommy's just been telling us. Now that green file there, you can see it bound up with a rubber band, that is for one truck. What do you make of all this, Peter?
I think we've been told a lot of lies. I don't think anybody in government actually understands the nitty-gritty of the complexities of getting goods from A to B.
Before you came and saw this for yourself, did you think the same, or did you think it was all fine and it would be okay?
I'd been told it was all fine. A number of people in government have pronounced and said, yes, it's all going to be fine. Unless exporters in the UK are up to speed by the end of March, we're going to be in a right mess. It's changed my view drastically, yes.
I've been on the other side over there for 5 hours because the cost of the goods have been questioned. It does happen. It's the luck of the draw. You'll be through in 20 minutes, you'll be through in 10 hours. You don't know.
Politicians, I think, need to educate themselves more on how trade actually flows.
So what friction have we seen? Well, there's been a lot of paperwork, and that has taken time. We've also had to pay our customs agents around £150. And when Ciaran got back to Dover, the final destination for his goods from outside the EU, he was hauled in for what's known as a Route 1 paperwork inspection, which saw him delayed for over an hour. So we've got our exhaust pipe across the border. Certainly one thing I've learned from this process has been how important customs agents are to importing and exporting for countries outside the EU. What we've also learnt is if the UK government truly wants frictionless trade after Brexit, well, potentially there's a long journey ahead.